Good morning, team. We are back with another daily market update where we discuss the major dollar pairs and the potential trade opportunities on, for example, EURUSD and gold. So we're going to dive into euro dollar first of all. As we can see, EURUSD has currently been reacting to this monthly imbalance candle over here, which is my monthly area of supply. So we've seen the market start pushing in towards the downside here on the monthly time frame, in line with the overall pretty much trend that we had on EURUSD from this swing high in towards this swing low, right? So we have the overall impulse down, we have the retracement, we have the impulse down, we have the overall retracement, and obviously quite a lot of manipulation going on here on the chart. A lot of equal highs being made, tap into this monthly area of supply, and that is currently causing the market to push down lower. So from a monthly perspective, very interesting to look for shorts. Now looking at the daily, after tapping indeed into that monthly area of supply, the daily is now also starting to look interesting for a potential pullback. So when I look for a pullback on any chart at all, we always look at two things, right? So the number one is, do we have an area of higher time frame supply? Well, yes, we have that. That is what we identified on the monthly time frame. And do we have a number two, MSS, also known as your chalk or your change of character? So yes, we have that as well, because here on the daily time frame, what we've seen was an overall push up, a retracement, an overall push up, then a push down. The fractal low here, which is your most recent low that broke this structural high over here, that is then the market structural low that gets broken. Therefore, this becomes your area of supply. And I'm now looking for further downside here from EURUSD from that area of supply itself. So I'm interested in further shorting EURUSD here from that daily area of supply here on the 4-hour time frame as well. And this is exactly what I explained yesterday, guys. Yesterday's analysis played out to absolute perfection. We can see here that we took out this liquidity high over here, took that out, and then we jumped in towards the downside. Now, pretty much the exact same thing here on EURUSD. We have, for example, a nice high over here with that supply zone right above it. I'll be looking for that high to get taken out and then for shorts. Or if we already start seeing some bearish momentum with, for example, this low over here being broken, I'll also be happy to look for a short here on EURUSD. So that's my overall game plan. Daily fractal bearish reacting to the monthly supply zone, then looking for the overall 4-hour continuation play to happen as well. A lot of equal lows still open over here. So looking to have all of those get taken out in the near future, with this currently being the 4-hour supply zone that is in control. So yeah, interested in those EURUSD shorts. Now looking at the dollar index, that would mean that the dollar index would need to push up higher. Looking first of all at the daily time frame, we can see that we're kind of inside of that daily area of consolidation that we had over here, which should act as an area of supply. However, what is interesting to see, and if we just zoom out onto the weekly time frame, we can see that we are sitting at a low of the overall area of accumulation that we had over here. So this was a big phase of accumulation, large area of consolidation, and underneath a range or area of consolidation, what you expect there to be liquidity. So we've swept the liquidity. I'm now looking for the current weekly time frame to reverse up higher, and the daily time frame is kind of hinting at that potential further upside from the dollar index, because if we look here at the daily time frame, we can see that the daily area of demand is now this is your sell before the buy, and that we had a daily change of character. So ultimately still push down, retracement, push down. Again, this is the most recent high which broke the fractal low, and now you can see that this is the current fractal low, this is the current fractal high. So looking for upside continuation, at least back up in towards this daily area of supply over here. So that's why I'm looking for dollar longs and therefore potential EURUSD shorts. Going into AUDUSD, we can see that AU also pushed down lower yesterday as expected. We had those descending highs over here, which we took out. So this is where the liquidity lies. Here to the left, no clear area of supply. So then you just purely need to trade based on liquidity. So we take out those equal highs, and then after that, you see straight away kind of like that V-shaped reversal down. Now, what is interesting is that we've first of all seen the daily shift bearish on fractal structure after taking out those highs. So the highs get taken out, then what you see here is push up, push down, push up, boom, push down. Current fractal high, current fractal low. So this is currently the fractal structure that you're working with. And then if you look here at the 4-hour time frame, very, very messy to be very honest. But yesterday what we saw was that this area of supply, again highlighted in yesterday's video, is what caused the market to push down lower. So ultimately, I'm just going to be looking for some more downside continuation here from AU to take out more of these equal lows yeah, underneath here. So looking for more shorts, and I'll be looking for some alignment here on the charts. We now took out this kind of like high of this area of consolidation, but yeah, it could still push up higher, but ultimately I'm in both situations looking for more downside from AUDUSD. Going onwards into GBPUSD, we can see that GU also pushed down lower and gave us a strong bearish daily candle close. Again, I did mention GU is a little bit less favorable one due to the fact that the fractal are still bullish here on the daily time frame. If I just remove the purple zones, you can see that the current fractal low is here and the current fractal high is here, and that this is pretty much your demand that is in control. So as we're still inside daily demand, I'm not a big fan of trading GU until we break the current fractal low, which is again the market structure of the individual candlesticks. So I'll be waiting for that to break, and then I'll be looking for some further downside. Until then, not very interested in trading GU. Yes, we are currently situated inside of this area of supply, which should and could push the market down lower, as that is for now the immediate market structure. Here we liquidate the high, always very nice to see, and then from there we've just been pushing down lower, and now just looking for downside continuation for the foreseeable future. But for myself, the higher conviction play towards downside will come after breaking the current fractal low on the daily time frame. Okay, so staying out of GU, mainly focusing on an AU or an EU, and now going and looking at NZDUSD, we can see that NZDUSD is still bullish. This is also very similar to GBPUSD and not to AU or EU, where here on NZDUSD we are still situated inside the daily fractal demand. So what you're seeing here is a push up, a pullback, a push up, a pullback, a push up, a pullback, and now we're just reacting bullishly to the overall demand zone. For myself, this is not a pair that I'm very interested in trading at the moment. What we do see is kind of like what I mentioned as well yesterday. Here we liquidate the high, therefore this is a strong area of supply, and that supply zone then pushes the market down lower. So these supply zones are always very, very interesting to trade from, because they're a buy, sell down, and they liquidate a previous high, and therefore they're strong and push the market down lower. So overall, the immediate market structure is still bearish. I would only be interested in longs again once we kind of break above this area of supply over here. That is when I would be more interested in longs, because until then I'm still expecting some further downside from NZDUSD. And then obviously the more interesting shorts, those will come once we break the current fractal low as well. Similar to GBPUSD. Going into gold, gold sold off pretty hard yesterday. Looking at gold itself, we were pretty right with the overall analysis that we've taken out all of these lows. We even took out this low over here. Now we've started to see some bullish pressure come in once again. Personally, I was more interested in looking for a deeper retracement into this sub for the buy or this sub for the buy. Yes, we've already liquidated this internal low that we had over here on this kind of like previous fake area of demand. And now what I'm looking at here is the fact that the 1 hour is starting to move bullish again after liquidating kind of like a significant liquidity low, which is this low over here. So now we've seen the initial push up. We've seen a retracement where into pretty much the 0.5 fib. So what I'm looking for now is maybe a little bit more bearish pressure, more refined area of demand to get hit. But overall, I would only be interested in gold longs once again if we see another strong break in towards the upside, really confirming that that bullish momentum is there. But it is looking like there is some bullish momentum coming into the markets on gold, but I would want to see another high break, and then only then would I have kind of like a confirmed double break, which to me would signal that the market might want to head up higher once again. So that's it. Looking at dollar yen, also very interested in longs here on USDJPY. What we discussed yesterday has happened. We've seen the very first daily fractal bullish break in a long time, I think since March. So what that now means is that this is your area of demand. So looking for that upside continuation here on USDJPY in towards the upside. That is a long that I'm looking at. Very interested in longing this further. No top wick has won this daily candle, so expecting a further push up on USDJPY from this key level of support here at around 140. So looking for those longs on that, and the same goes for USD Swiss, where we also have what I mentioned yesterday, that long position that I'm in. So a nice daily candle close, and looking for that upside continuation again today here on USDCHF. Already in this position and looking for it to continue pushing further in towards the upside. That's what I'm looking for today, and let's see if we get that further bullish pressure from the dollar with the positive news that is coming out. surrounding all the tariff talk together with China, it does seem like there is going to be somewhat of a deal struck, and at least Trump has been mentioning that it is very likely that tariffs will drop. And also there was a Wall Street Journal report that mentioned that the tariffs are likely on China going to go down to around 50 to 65%, causing further bullishness for the dollar and the risk on pairs and assets as well. So keep that in mind when trading today. We're going to go live for the New York session here on YouTube as well, by the way, at 2:30 Central Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, guys.